Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm going to be reacting to how to start a conversation on Tinder so she replies every time. Let's have a look at the video.
Today I'm going to talk about the biggest conversation mistakes most guys make and show you how to start a conversation on Tinder that guarantees she'll reply to you every time, so you no longer have to get frustrated by women not replying.
That's quite a profound statement to make, because I think I've actually got the best Tinder opener or online dating opener, and it can be found available in my course. See link in description below. And I go into the psychology as to why I think it is in the course itself. So this guaranteeing every time, I don't quite buy it.
By women not replying, or even worse, just randomly disappearing. Before making this video, I created a
I believe that's called ghosting.
fake female Tinder profile to see what kind of mistakes most guys were making. The bad news is that almost every man who contacted us did a terrible job. But the good news is that it will be really easy for you to stand out from the crowd by writing a really awesome first text. Mistake number 1. Guys wrote super short messages. 90% of the messages our first fake profiles received were less than 5 words long, and included gems such as, "Hey, what's up?" "Howdy," and my personal favorite, "You up for it?" Just imagine a girl has matched with you and 10 other guys on Tinder. Why should we expect such a boring message to get her attention and inspire her to respond? She's much more likely to want to invest her time with the few guys who bothered to put in a little more effort. Mistake number 2. The messages were boring. Of the remaining 10% who wrote more than 5 words...
You see, I think the thing is that men, the majority of men, don't have any comprehension of what it's like for a female to be receiving messages from guys online dating. You know, you don't even have to be an attractive girl for online dating. You know, even like a less attractive girl will still get a load of messages in her inbox. So, whereas the most attractive guy on Tinder will even struggle to get matches. So it's a very unequal system, the old online dating.
Who wrote more than 5 words, 90% of them still wrote something really boring, such as, "Hey, how has your weekend been treating you so far?" Or, "Do you have anything fun planned for the weekend?" Again, you have to put yourself in the woman's shoes and ask yourself why she would feel compelled to reply to you, and not another...
I don't think you have to put yourself into a woman's shoes. I think you know what to write, it's just that you don't have the confidence to write it. And I think you know in your instincts what the best thing is to do.
The guy who wrote a more interesting first message. Now, this leaves you with the obvious question. How should...
It's a very angry looking man. If he is a man, he looks a bit like a... Oh, what's his name? Wicked Willie. Do you remember Wicked Willie? Yes? No? Just me? Whatever.
How should you start a conversation on Tinder? If you were to write a good first message that many women will respond to, you have to make it personal by including her name and asking her something about what you can see in her profile. But if you want to make it amazing and be guaranteed a reply every time, your first message must have 2 elements. It must be both personal and it must be funny. Here are 2 examples.
I agree with the name thing. I don't think that you have to say anything that's in a profile, but I do agree with the name. I think you've got to open with their name. I don't agree that it must be funny. I think it can be bold and to the point, and I think that women can find it funny, but it's not a joke opener. I think it's got to be personal, and I think it just has to be personal and direct.
Be funny. Here are 2 examples. In response to this photo, a good message would be, "Hey Lizzie, did you grow up in Belfast? How did it compare to Sydney?"
It's 2 questions. 2 questions, really?
Notice I included her first name and asked her a personal question based on her profile. Already, this stands out better than what most other guys are writing. While many women will reply to this, it's still a little bland. Instead, an amazing first message that all but guarantees a response would be, "Hey Lizzie, great first photo. I can't tell if you're trying to roar like a tiger or if you're about to rip out my heart and show it to me while it's still beating." If you...
Jesus, I mean, I struggle to read this. You see, the other thing as well is, you have to understand is that, especially when I was on Bumble, girls have to message first, and girls are just as terrible at writing openers as guys are. They're just as terrible, it's just that they get away with it. You know, they set up Bumble to be more like, you know, women are the queen bee and they have the power, but it's really put them in the guy's position of leading.
If you were Lizzie, would you be able to ignore someone who wrote that second message?
So I was always getting messages on Bumble which were the bizarrest, weirdest openings and girls not knowing what to write, and I had to help them and coach them through it, and I did a great job.
How about this photo? A good message would be, "Welcome to Sydney, Patricia. Is that a Polish name?" But an amazing first message.
Who cares if it's a Polish name? Really? Do you really care if it's a Polish name?
Amazing first message would be, "Welcome to Sydney, Patricia. Just so you know, it's totally customary here to kiss guys passionately on the lips when you first meet them. I have long said that the way to a woman's heart is to make her laugh. If you can make a girl laugh on Tinder in your very first message, then you'll..."
Really? You think that? So let's say if you've got someone like Brad Pitt and Jim Carrey, you think that the girls are going to be swooning over Jim Carrey because he's so funny and ignore Brad Pitt because he's not so good at telling jokes? Come on.
If you can make a girl laugh on Tinder in your very first message, then you'll suddenly start to get a lot more dates. You can get really good at coming up with teasers with just 1 week of daily practice. How? Follow these 5 steps. Step 1. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Step 2. Bring up a girl's Tinder profile on your phone. Step 3. Set a timer on your phone for...
Ooh, it's a bit complicated, isn't it, the old 5 steps? Like 5 steps? I'm like, ugh, really?
Grab a piece of paper and a pen.
Hopefully a sticky note will do.
Step 2. Bring up a girl's Tinder profile on your phone. Step 3. Set a timer on your...
I don't actually have Tinder on my phone at the moment because I'm happy with my girlfriend, but let's say if I did, yeah.
Set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. Step 4. Brainstorm as many ways you could tease her as possible until the time runs out. Don't worry if some of them are politically incorrect or potentially insulting, because...
No, I don't agree.
If some of them are politically incorrect or potentially insulting, because nobody else is going to see these. It's just for your own practice. Step 5.
Why?
Step 5 is do this for 4 profiles a day, every day for a week.
This is so much hard work. You don't have to be a comedian that does improv in order to be able to just get a date.
In just 1 week, you'll be able to start coming up with great teasers all on your own.
To be honest, I don't know what to say about this. This is ridiculous.
It takes a little practice, but you'll soon get the hang of it. And what's even better is that when you start a conversation playfully like that, women are instantly more talkative, are more likely to want to meet with you in person. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment below what topics you'd like me to cover in one of these animates. I'm always on the lookout for fresh ideas.
Well, I did agree with some aspects of that. I always try and be positive about the videos that I watch, and I do agree with some of that, but the majority of it is just a huge waste of time. Huge waste of time. If you want to know the short and simple thing that I write, and an effective reopener as well, in case the opening doesn't work and she doesn't respond, I'll go through everything with you. It's in my product, it's all you need to know. You don't need to spend loads of time writing notes on paper and trying to be the next Jim Carrey, comedying his way through his pickup. You can just be yourself without having to go to a brainstorming session about what to say.